Welcome back. We are keeping a close eye on 3 different crashes. This first one just being reported within the last few minutes. Southbound 95 blocking the Jones exit right now. A few emergency crews out here. So if you do need to get off here, I would just hop off at Rainbow. That way you can avoid all of this congestion instead. And then also on the 95, this one a little farther north. Looks like, yep, just clearing as we speak. Don't worry about that one. All right, this last one, though, still out here. Southbound 15 right near Sahara. A few emergency crews out here. 1 lane of traffic blocked off. Driver just drove into the wall. So it is slowing things down through the resort corridor. Just about 13 minutes to head south. So 5 minutes extra if you're planning on taking the 15. But if you're heading to the Spaghetti Bowl, things that way look good. 6:42, Dana, over to you.
Thanks, Yasmin. Just in this morning, President-elect Donald Trump announcing that he's going to be leaving his business in order to fully focus on running the country. He sent out a bunch of tweets this morning saying he wants to avoid any conflict of interest. He said that legal documents are already being written up. Still, this announcement isn't satisfying some of his critics. They're pointing out that it may be tough for Trump to completely separate himself from his business because his children will be running it. Trump says he's going to have more on December 15th at a press conference.
And Dana, Donald Trump's cabinet is taking shape as he comes off a second meeting now with former foe Mitt Romney.
And I have to tell you, I've been impressed by what I've seen in the transition effort.
Trump and Romney had dinner last night as the president-elect weighs who he's going to pick for Secretary of State. Now, his latest choices are Congressman Tom Price for Secretary of Health and Human Services, and former Labor Secretary Elaine Chao will head the Department of Transportation. Meanwhile, Trump claims that he has struck a deal to help save jobs at Indiana air conditioning company Carrier. The company was threatening to move to Mexico. Well, details of this deal have not been released, so at this point, it's not exactly clear why the company has apparently changed its mind.
6 people arrested for blocking the street during this Fight for 15 protest near Sahara and Paradise last night. A group of about 100 people marched through the area as part of their fight to raise minimum wage. Metro was prepared for the protest. They had zip ties and even blocked traffic to make sure none of the demonstrators were hit.
And former NFL player Darren Sharper will be spending decades behind bars. It's all part of a plea deal that ends his more than a dozen sexual assault cases in different states, including right here in Nevada. Sharper was sentenced to 20 years in prison for drugging and raping 2 women in Los Angeles. The athlete admitted that he attacked the women at a hotel after meeting them at a nightclub. After he was arrested in 2014, accusers from across the country came forward, all with similar stories.
I stand here proud knowing that this man, Darren Sharper, will never take something so precious from another woman again. And I really hope this case, especially how long it's gone on for, can encourage other women, young adults, men or women, to stand up for their rights and to not be intimidated by wealth or money or fame.
In October, Sharper was sentenced in his attempted sexual assault case right here in Las Vegas.
A violent brawl in a Los Angeles parking lot, but the confrontation really turned into a demolition derby. Police believe it started with an argument over a parking space of all things, but it didn't take long before fists were flying.
I tried to get back in my car, they grabbed me out my car, and that's when they kind of put me on the ground and they attacked me.
Well, that woman eventually got into her white SUV. She's surrounded, and another female hits the SUV with a hammer. That's when she took off, ramming into the other car. The vehicles crashed into each other several more times before the white SUV finally took off. Police say they're still investigating, so charges have not been filed.
Well, we have new video just into our newsroom, and this also shows a violent road rage attack in northern England. Take a look at this video. It happened earlier this month, but it was just released today. The video starts with 2 men exchanging information after a small crash, but things quickly get out of hand. Suddenly, one of the men jumps into his truck and then backs into the other vehicle on purpose. He then tries to get into the cabin of the vehicle and eventually smashes the window with a shovel after the driver's locked himself inside. Nobody was actually hurt, but it's a good reminder to stay calm on the roads.
Take a look at the brand new Welcome to North Las Vegas sign at Pecos and Owens. Students at Tom Williams Elementary asked Mayor John Lee if they could adopt the sign and give it a little revamp. And it made its big debut yesterday.
I want to do many more projects to make it a better place for not just only me, my fellow students, but everyone else.
What a well-spoken young lady. Wow, the student's next job is to pick a mural that will be painted behind the sign. Tonight, more than 300 student musicians from dozens of Clark County schools will get the chance to perform on a world-class stage at the Smith Center. The holiday extravaganza concert starts at 6:30 at Reynolds Hall. Students from elementary, middle, and high schools will also have their art on display in the lobby. Tickets start at just $12.
And our 13 Days of Giving toy drive is underway right now. We partnered with NHP and Findlay Toyota here. We're asking if you can, please, for a new unwrapped toy valued between $10 and $20. Now, all of these toys will go to families in need at the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. And certainly a big thank you right now to Capriati's, who, get this, they donated some 140 toys yesterday.
It really was one email that became very infectious within our organization, and before you know it, it literally took 48 hours to 72 hours, and we had hundreds of toys that our employees had brought, and we only have a team of 20 people.
Well, thank you so much to the employees there with the big hearts there at Capriati's. Well, we also have a drop-off bins across the valley right now set up. We want to thank Findlay Toyota, Nevada Coin Mart, and Zippy Shell. They are all proud sponsors of 13 Days of Giving.
Capriati's, they make a good sandwich. A police department in Wisconsin has a great problem on their hands this morning. They got too many stuffed animals donated to them from the public. Officers there carry stuffed animals in their squad cars so they can give them to children involved in incidents like car crashes and fires, just to try to comfort them. Well, now that they have an excess of furry companions, the kids will be able to keep the stuffed animals forever.
21, 37, 44, 16, you know, and I was screaming.
I love the way she relays.
Her eyes, too.
Right?
Yeah.
When they found out they were the Tennessee 20, the co-workers at an auto parts manufacturer have been playing the lottery together for years.
Yeah, and that investment certainly paid off in a very big way. The group won the $420 million jackpot, leaving them with about $12.7 million each.
Last night, my check engine light came on. I thought, well, you know, I don't have to get frantic about that now.
I love that soundbite, because how many people can relate to that?
Yes.
The check engine light goes off and you're thinking, oh no.
Right.
Well, for now, none of these employees, though, are saying that they have any plans on quitting their jobs. So they must love their jobs, love their company, and, you know, why not, Greg, right?
Well,
if you love what you do.
Just yet. Just yet. And don't get me wrong, you know, hey, if I had $12 million, I would still do my job, but I don't know how long I'd still do my job. Waking up at about 1 o'clock in the morning every single morning. We got sunny skies, though, right now within Las Vegas. I wish I could tell you we've got great temperatures, but it is not. It's bone chilling out there. 38 degrees within the Las Vegas Valley. South winds at 6 miles per hour. It actually feels more like 36. There's a little bit of a wind chill factor out there, but we are still under a freeze warning, and that's some serious stuff. Just because we're showing you 38 degrees, this is taken at the McCarran Airport. Local areas are much colder than this, and we're talking around that 32-degree mark. In fact, we're ranging temperatures between 28 and 32 for most of Las Vegas this morning, up until 8 a.m. So we've got a little bit more to go with this, at least about an hour or 10 minutes or so to have these freezing-like conditions here in Las Vegas. Take that into consideration. Hopefully, if those kids haven't left yet for school, make sure that they have the jeans on and they have those heavier jackets for the morning. And really, you could probably keep it right on into the afternoon. Lunchtime, 51 degrees. I'm calling your high today 54, and that's about 6 degrees below normal for this time of year. We actually hold this as we progress throughout the next several days too. Your high temperatures across southern Nevada, not much different than what we're featuring here today in Las Vegas. We've got 54 to both Indian Springs and Pahrump, 56 Henderson, same to Overton, and about 61 degrees to the Laughlin area. Your 7-day forecast has several different fronts that pass on through Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday. However, not enough for a chance for rain. It does bring in the winds though, and it's going to make it feel like we're back in the 40s, so be ready for that as well. That is your forecast. Dana, off to you.
All right, thanks, Greg. Well, it's been a violent night in our city, and right now Metro is investigating 2 murders that happened just hours apart. We do have Marissa Kinnison at one of the scenes this morning with an update.
Yeah, and crime scene tape is still up after one of those shootings. I've just talked to neighbors. Hear what they have to say about the victim's child.
Chopper 13 brings you breaking news fast and first.
First on the scene over this crash. Dramatic video.
On air, online, and the Action News app. First. Get breaking news fast and first with Chopper 13. Only from 13 Action News.
13 Weather Kids.